Me and some girlfriends went to stay at my parents' little flat that they had at the time in the south of France. And
nice.
Very nice. Very nice.
Appartement dans
oui, petit appartement. And we were on the rooftop. They had a little, terrace outside. So we were all sitting there, me and my girlfriends, having some drinks. And then we noticed something in the hotel opposite us.
Ooh.
And we noticed 3 men partaking in quite a fun little evening.
I think they booked a double or a twin together.
I think it was a double, Josh, but I'll be honest,
That's a breach. If there's 3 people in there and they've booked the third.
Doesn't count.
Right.
Straight away, my back's up if I'm seeing that straight away.
Were they opening up the minibar?
Lots of things are being open up. You see them sort of getting down to it, so we all sort of, obviously, we were looking and getting involved in it.
Getting involved?
Well,
Yes.
And I was like, guys, I've got a plan that means they won't see us, right? My parents have a periscope. So I sat and watched what was going on with the periscope and sort of narrated it back to them like I was David Attenborough. And I tell you, I learnt a lot and I regret nothing.
Ellie, thank you very much for sharing. Ellie Taylor there. Now, Josh Pugh, please do the do.
So me and 2 of my best male friends were in a hotel in France.
Hang on,
So I made my living from stand-up comedy, and when the lockdowns came, work gone, right?
Yeah.
So I had to get a job. Now, I got a job in a warehouse at the Royal Mail.
Right.
And my job was to sort mail into different postcodes. Now, key bit of information about me, I'm visually impaired. I've got very low vision. I've got about 15 to 20% vision.
Right.
So seeing faces is hard. Crucially, I cannot read postcodes. So for 8 hours a day during the pandemic, I'm just like an octopus, just chucking things about. Now, I could see S in front of me. Now, I know that's Sheffield. I thought Sheffield's quite a big place. I'll just send loads of things to Sheffield. It's to the point where friends and family were, ordering stuff. And I was like, don't order through Royal Mail. Pay for a courier, because you're not getting it. Pay for Hermes. It'll get thrown over a fence, but at least be a fence in a city where you live. Also, crucially, this was a time when Captain Tom turned 100.
Yes.
So we were getting a lot of things in the warehouse.
A lot of posts for Captain Tom.
A lot of birthday presents and gifts for Captain Tom. I don't know if he got any of that stuff.
I'm going to give that a wrong gong. That's Captain Tom, guys.
Yeah, that was his last birthday as well, which I feel.
Oh, Josh, that is wrong.
You can't take it with you, though. Fuck him.
Casket/coffin. Oh, Stephen Mangan.
Yes, this is me. So this might be the worst one yet, I don't know. My grandfather died aged 92.
Oh.
And we're all there for the funeral. It's Irish family, so there's a wake. So the coffin is in the room with the lid off.
Open casket.
Open casket. And at one point, I find myself in the room with my grandfather's body on my own. And I stood there looking at it for quite a long time, and then I thought, I wonder what it feels like to touch.
That's so sinister, the way you said it.
You didn't sleep with your granddad, did you?
Not after he died. So I thought I just wanted to touch him. So I put my finger on his cheek. And it sort of just stayed there for quite a while because lots of things are going through my mind.
Yeah.
After a while, I took my finger off and I realised I'd been pushing harder than I'd imagined. And there was a little sort of dent. And I did try at one point when no one was there to sort of... But then I thought I might make it worse.
Like banging the dent out of a car.
Yeah. But I was young and I didn't,
Yeah.
and I just was... It's OK, isn't it?
It's not really.
No.
Not really.
I've thought about it a lot since.
Yeah, perhaps you should go on your show on Radio 4 and...
That's a really good idea. Hashtag
confess it.
confessional. BBC Sounds.
Can we we have another prop, please, Officer Lou? Pantaloonies. Oh, pants. Oh, dear.
I got a pants story.
Oh, dear.
I was in the garden, it's me and my sister. She takes a pair of my underpants off the washing line and starts throwing them at me. I take a cricket bat and start whacking the pants back. That's the game. So she's bowling the pants, I'm batting them, then we get involved, a bit of imagination. It's like a big game. We're getting carried away with the whole imaginary scenario.
Yeah.
Right? Big hit needed off the last shot. And then, unbeknownst to me, my mother comes out and I haven't seen it. She's sort of where a wicket-keeper might be.
Yeah.
Except we didn't have a wicket-keeper. And I didn't know she was there. Ooh. So my sister bowls the pants. I swing back, thwack. Hit my mother straight in the face with a cricket bat. She's straight out. There's teeth, there's blood, there's everywhere. It's got caught in her mouth and extended her mouth out another inch or two, like...
For extended her mouth out, you're getting the wrong one.
She's out cold, just... blood everywhere, teeth in her, reconstructive surgery.
Whoa. Did she look fitter after?
Wow. Is that another prop I see on the horizon there?
It's a short brown bob.
Short brown bob. Does that riddle?
So I left drama school in 2010 and I got this job for a CBBC series, really super last minute. They literally were like, can you start in 2 days' time? I was like, yes, brilliant, great. I was really eager because I felt like I knew what I was doing. So we finished one scene and I went, oh, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get changed into my other costume and then I'll be ready. So I did that and then the first assistant director came up to me and went, why have you changed? And I went, oh, because we finished the scene. And he was like, no, we need to do another shot in that scene. Who told you to change? And I went, yes, someone did tell me to change. And I tried to think of a description of somebody who did not exist on the show. So I went, it was a woman who, quite small, with a brown bob, and he's like, OK, all right, leave it with me. I came out into my other costume and I saw the first AD bollocking a runner who was a petite woman with a brown bob.
No.
And she was so low, like that. And he was just like, don't do that. I don't want you to ever do that. You wait until... And she was like, I didn't tell him. He was like, don't say... And I watched the whole thing unfold. I felt awful. And I remember...
Did you fess up?
Fuck no.
Yeah, 100%.
I know. Sorry.
Good points, though.
I know.
Good point.
That's good. I'm a piece of shit and I like that.
Right, I think it's time for another prop. Louis.
It's wedding rings on a pillow.
Wedding rings on a pillow.
Yeah, I've got...
Buzzy.
I've got something on that. Some lifelong friends of mine asked me, great honour, to be an usher at their wedding and to do a reading and a poem. Very, 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 very nervous. And this is my excuse, it's a bit like... I thought a bit of Dutch courage. So me and the other usher went to the pub and thought we'd have a pint, no more than a pint, and then, I don't know, 5 pints and whiskey chasers later. Oh. We went back to the wedding, absolutely fucking leathered. And then I had to do this poem, and the poem was like, I can't remember it. It was like, you know, sort of rhyming couplets. It was very earnest. It was a very loving poem. And the only thing I can remember is that me standing up. Well, I was standing up anyway, but for the last line, literally, just completely misreading the room and the atmosphere and everything. And the last line is the only line I remember, and I delivered it like this: so remember that when you put on this ring. Like that, literally. Just sort of sat back down and just went.
That happens at weddings, because weddings are basically where you say you're promised to sleep with one person for the rest of your life, and that is boring.
Same sort of story at a wedding, and the really old friends, and they got together, and Ben, this is my mate Ben, and Ben said that like the childhood sweethearts, and they were sort of like first dance, and then all his old school, like known since he was 5 friends were there, and they were sort of like all laughing and joking, and then one of them says, you know, oh yeah, give her a kiss, and the other one said, you know, just sort of having like childhood banter, like, you know, touch his bum or something, and as the music dropped out, Ben thought it was appropriate to shout the words, finger her!
And did he finger her?
He did, yeah.
Wow. Now, Josh, who might you need to be apologising to?
So I'm a great bloke, right? But on one occasion, I was travelling. We're in Faliraki. A 2-week go and find ourselves in Faliraki, and me and my friends created this cocktail. It was ouzo, whiskey and gin.
Oh.
There's no mixer in there, no ice. This was when binge drinking was like fine.
Yeah.
And this cocktail, it's not a cocktail, is it? This drink, this potion, did something to me, and I ended up kicking my nicest, bestest friend in the bollocks. Completely unprovoked, as hard as I could. I could have done anything in that state. This drink, what it did to me, and that would be my defence in court, would be, jury, go away, have a few of these tonight. Come back tomorrow and see what you did.
Yeah. I am absolutely desperate to know who the figure is in the booth. Mystery guest, please reveal yourself. It's Alan kicked in the ball.
Hey! Hello.
Alan, you have to show us your testicles.
So warm.
Well, it is quite warm.
Like a sunbed.
Are you perimenopausal like I am, Alan? Take it off, come on. If you're warm, if you're too warm, take off the jacket. There we go. There we go. No, 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 no. There we go. Alan. It's really good to be here. Do you want to sit in my chair? We can do swapsies.
I'd love to.
Go on, Alan. Go on. Now, Alan, how are we downstairs now?
I have managed to father a couple of children.
Yeah, well done.
Are they all right, though? Do you want to get him back and just we'll sort of hold him all 4 corners?
I'd love to.
Would you, Alan?
so.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that.
We've got sort of a cod piece, Josh. It's protected.
Sort of a cod piece isn't enough for this. I want a
Sausage
definite cod piece.
Come on, pop it on, love. Are you a fan of your balls right now?
One goes in there, and then the other leggy goes in there. There she blows. I can't believe we're actually doing this.
We'll just pull that up.
Hang on, now, Josh, listen, I don't want to get too intimate, but we are...
I don't mind, Mel.
We are taking this right up into the area, OK?
And you take his legs and I take his arms.
There we go. What?
That's gone on annoyingly easily, actually.
Guys, this has got very loose, hasn't it?
Is
this
it?
show? Now, Josh, can I just check, for our insurance, are you all right for Alan to have a little bit of a kick of the ghoulies?
Well, technically I have apologised already, publicly on TV, but if this is...
Now, Alan, he's wearing a nice soft shoe, I'm glad to see. It's a cricketer's box, as worn by, I can't think of any cricketers. So, guys...
We're literally on the
I
edge
know, we've both sat forward.
seats.
We're very excited about this.
Thrilling television.
I don't know if I want to see or not.
Not too hard, Alan.
Spin into it, Alan. Give it a bit of flair.
Oh, my God, I'm so scared.
Yeah.
I think we're even now, aren't we?
Ladies and gentlemen, Alan. Right, big news. We've got some slow-mo action replay footage. Here we go.
What did you do at work today, Dad?
That was actually really hard, Josh.
Yeah, it was.
You've had a go at so many jobs now, am I right? Have you found one that you're good at yet?
Yes. TV show host.
I'm liking this edge already,
Yeah.
Rhod. I'm liking this.
Have you found one?
No, I haven't. I've been getting away with this old bullshit for 30 years.
I've seen it.
I know. Dermot.
There you go.
Please use a crisp flavour to describe your relationship with Alison Hammond.
Do you want to get 2 crisp flavours or...?
No, I think just the one. I've said a crisp flavour. Just the one.
Smoky bacon.
Smoky bacon. Why?
Well, it's just my favourite. It's just my favourite crisp flavour, and I really like her, so...
Now, before we go any further, you're not the only people that we've booked for tonight's show. Oh, no. We've invited some people who've been in the firing line of your misdeeds, and they might rock up at any point. It's a little bit like This Is Your Life, but don't look too much into it because we're already very close to being accused of stealing other shows' formats. I mean, would I lie to you? Now, let's get to the nitty, the gritty and the inevitably shitty. We begin with First the Worst, OK? It's a round where I ask our guests to spin us a tale that represents the pinnacle of their nastiest behaviour. Extra points available for the proper nassy stories. Now, you're up first, Dermot, so let's hear that story.
So, 1996, I was just starting out in television, and I was a runner to start with for a production company, and I got a job on this wonderful show called Light Lunch, which was a show on Channel 4 that I imagine many of you... Yeah.
One person.
It was a wonderful show to work on. 2 up-and-coming femme fatales of the comedy industry, I'd say, at the time.
We don't mention Sue on this show,
No,
actually.
we don't. And then we had these brilliant and raucous rap parties. So when the series finishes, everyone kind of goes out and has fun and gets a bit drunk. And our rap party was quite debauched. And... It was famous for kind of everyone kind of throwing off their kind of shackles and getting rid of any sexual tension that might have been built up through the series.
What sexual tension built up on Light Lunch?
So anyway, the rap party, long story short, everyone snogs everyone else. I end up snogging the talent. There are big rules in TV, and one is you don't snog the talent.
Well, you say that, but she's gone all the way with Mary Berry.
I've got really quiet and
So
sweaty.
this is hard, Mel, because I don't know if this is unforgivable or not.
What?
I
enjoyed it.
Yeah. You were in the...
I know. Was it
Ow.
unforgivable of me?
I feel a council coming on.
I think I was wearing pyjamas, Derms. What?
And that came later.
You probably did.
Did you do any hand stuff?
Oh, I
Hang on, what?
I don't remember.
We didn't do hand stuff.
I don't.
Did you do... Did you do butt stuff?
Did we do what? Butt stuff. Butt stuff? It was just good, honest 90s snogging,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
90s snogging.
90s.
It was solid British anal. Good, old-fashioned British anal.
Lovely, Dem. Susan!
OK, so I was about 6 or 7 and me and my brother were really, really into Famous 5 books, Secret 7 books.
Good.
We just wanted to be detectives.
Yeah.
And we lived in South East London, so there was crime. We thought that we'd get some walkie-talkies. As soon as we got our walkie-talkies, we were like, right, we're on the beat. We started just following people home. Just home. Me and my brother side by side as well, which is not the point of walkie-talkie. Communicating like
Really close.
Do you see them? Do you see the suspect? And it's like, yeah, I see the just there. So that's stalking. So I'm a piece of shit for that. And then one day we were walking down our estate and we saw a border collie dog.
Timmy the dog from Famous Five?
Not quite.
No.
Different time.
OK.
And also fiction.
Good.
And the dog was perfectly fine in its front garden of its home. But me and my brother were convinced that this dog was lost. So we took the dog. And this time we'd worked out how walkie-talkies work. So I had the dog like that, and my brother was on the other side of the Worth Road, and I was going up to people going, "Is this your dog?" And they were like, "No." And I'd be like, "Shh. Negative, this isn't their dog." And then, so we just did that for a few hours, and then we thought, oh, we can't find the owners of the dog. So we returned the dog back to its home. We saw the whole family, including the kids, crying.
Of course they were.
Like, where's our dog? They're like, oh, where's Stuart? So me and my brother turn up with Stuart the dog. And they were like, oh, my God, you found Stuart, you found him. Oh, my God, thank you so much. We'll walk you home. And we were like, yeah, that was our first case. Wow.
Rhod.
Yeah.
What have you got for us?
I'm going to be very good details.
All right, my love.
Once upon a time, there lived a horrible man. He was a wrong one. He had a sports car, like a vintage car collection, and then he would just park it outside your drive, block you in. A really nasty bugger. I'm nasty to animals. I won't go into any details, I don't upset anyone. But...
Fucked a pig.
This is the final straw. He laughed at my Peugeot 406.
Oh.
So we went on a day's fishing trip and we had quite a good haul. 78 mackerel.
Oh, nice.
A conger eel about this high off the floor.
What's a conger eel?
A conger eel is...
It goes...
Got back to the house.
Go on.
And we started drinking and cooking up the fish and chopping up the and taking the heads off and the tails off and the fins off and the guts and the entrails. And so we had this massive black bin bag of guts and entrails and blood and head and eyes and this. And we didn't have a council food waste bin in those days. So we emptied it all through the open sunroof.
So what was the comeback?
I have no idea what happened. As we did it, I mean, halfway through the bin bag, we regretted it, to be honest. But it was too late by that point. You can't go on with half a bin bag full. I mean, that's evidence.
This reminds me, actually, it's funny, it reminds me of a story. My uncle, he's really lovely, he's a really good bloke.
Yeah.
He went to somewhere near you and to open an orphanage, and somebody put loads of fish in his car.
I mean, the one detail I kept held back was that this guy was a paedophile.
So was my uncle. Cracking stories, all three. Like that brunch at Jeffrey Dahmer's house, that has really left a bad taste in the mouth. While I orally rinse with Dermot... No, not with... It was a long time ago. We're in our advanced middle age now, and everything's cool, isn't it?
You're a bit older than me, but yes, you're right.
Perhaps television's Lou Sanders would like to sum that whole mess up, please.
I'd love to. I call this round Snogs, Dogs and Rods. To summarise, this round was all about animals. Rhod and his fish, Susie and the dog, Dermot and his cougar.
No, it's good. Give me one of those. Keep it day.
I was in Nottingham doing As You Like It, playing Orlando.
Lovely part.
And I come on stage at one point as Orlando, and they're all the Duke's men are sitting around. And I was supposed to have a sword, but it was a modern dress production, so I had a piece of lead piping. So I came out and I said, "Forbear and eat no more." And they're all supposed to jump up and be frightened. And they all jumped up. And I thought one of them was phoning it in a little bit. He didn't look frightened as I thought he ought to be. So I did an unrehearsed little parry at him, which he wasn't ready for, and he completely freaked out, staggered backwards and fell off the front of the stage.
No!
Yeah.
No!
Yeah.
Oh, my days.
He landed on a woman in the front row. It was about a 6-foot drop.
Oh.
And then the best bit was he was quite short, and it took him quite a while to get back up. And the hands would come up, and they'd be like... And then he couldn't manage it, and then take a run up.
Just on his head, just forcing it.
Back in business. Now, we have Paul in the truth booth. Tell us your story.
I'm a keen fisherman. During one competition, I saw that my opponent had caught 3 fish that looked heavier than mine. So my competitive drive kicked in, and then...
Oh, Paul. Right, what happened? Quick
He
fire
went
round.
to the supermarket and bought a big fish and then put it on the end of his line and then...
That was a different match.
Any more guesses? Susie?
He killed him. Oh. Did you get your fish? And did you, like, blow up your fish to, like, make them bigger or something like that?
It's a little bit getting there.
Get in there! Ooh.
Buzzy?
OK.
Roddy?
Did you gut and head and tail his fish and stick him through the sunroof of his sports car?
Now, Paul, listen. Will you tell us? Put us out of our misery, Paul. What happened?
Because these fish were bigger and heavier, I decided to get all the pebbles and all the stones off the beach and stuff my fish with as many pebbles and everything I could get off the beach. And although they were smaller, when we went into the weigh-in, mine were definitely the heaviest.
Whoa. Amazing, Paul.
Oh.
Paul, thank you so much. Thank you, Paul. Who's up next? Shane, tell us your story.
I'm a taxi driver and I once picked up a drunk man in a wheelchair and I got distracted and then...
I realised I wasn't a taxi driver, I was a crane operator.
Susie Buzzy? Susie Buzzy.
And he fell out of the taxi. Oh. He fell out of the taxi?
Barely.
You hadn't secured the back doors properly, you drove off.
Oh.
And he disappears down the ramp out the back.
Yes.
Well done, Rhod.
Technically got that. I said that he falls out of the taxi.
Do you know what? It's classic. A woman says something, no one listens. A man says it louder, and everyone's like, yeah, that's correct.
Is that what happened then?
Is that what happened?
Well, yeah, nearly. I forgot to lock the back doors and I looked in my rearview mirror as I was going down the dual carriageway and I saw the wheelchair start rolling back and he was hanging on the end of the ramp. But lucky for me, he was asleep. So when I got to his house, I woke him up and then he said, "Oh, thank you for bringing me back safely. Here's £20 tip."
No way. And did you take it?
I did, yeah.
Thank you so much, Jay. Wow. Right, who's next? Oh, it's lovely Liz Barker from Blue Peter. Lovely Liz. Hello. Now, Liz, I believe that you have a confession on behalf of one of our dastardly panel here.
I recorded a lovely leaving message for Dermot when he was leaving T4.
Right.
And they played it to him live on air.
Lovely.
And then...
he got off with Mel.
I've got a question.
Go on.
Have you ever met Dermot before that point?
No.
Well, this is very suspicious.
You left a leaving message for somebody you didn't know?
Yes.
He rightly blanked you, you fucking loony.
Right, Liz, come on, in your words, tell us what happened.
And then...
Go on, Liz.
Lovely Dermot proceeded to slag off Blue Peter, saying how much he hated it and that he would literally do anything else but watch it. And this went out live on air.
TV's Dermot O'Leary. So what happened, Dermot?
What happened was I shouldn't have been on telly at the age of 25.
Or at all.
Liz Barker, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
indeed.
Sorry.
Right, in the booth now, it's Katie H. Katie H. Oh, hello, Katie. Hi, Katie. Katie H. Now, Katie, tell us your story.
I used to be very nervous about going to visit my brother's girlfriend's family, and often I got too scared to go and ask to go to the toilet. One day, I got really desperate, and then...
I decided to break the ice by taking a shit on the coffee table. Am I in the right area?
Not really.
OK. You shat in your hands.
That's worse.
No, you didn't shit in your hands.
No.
Right, come on, we need the answer, Katie H.
Yeah.
What happened?
And then I peed over the floor of my brother's kitchen and blamed it on their dog.
Excellent story. Excellent, Katie H.
Whoa. I said you shat on the coffee table and you said I wasn't even in the ballpark. You pissed in the
Shit on the
kitchen.
coffee table.
That's in the same ballpark. Shitting on the coffee table, pissing on the kitchen floor.
We're in the same ballpark.
It's the same ballpark.
You stick to your guns, Katie H. Good girl.
It's in the same ball.
Thank you so much, Katie H. Lou, sweetie, what did you make of that?
I actually really like this show, and I've decided I'm not going to hand in my resignation.
Oh, please rethink that.
Are you familiar with the game Cops and Robbers?
Yeah, it's teams of cops, teams of robbers.
It was one-on-one. I didn't have lots of friends. It's me and my sister. I think other people were busy. I think they had stuff on.
So it's cop and robber that you were playing?
I was chasing my sister. She attempts to climb through a ground floor window. Very advanced. And I've kind of gave her a little push through the window. Through an open window, not through a... It's not Die Hard. And she's fallen and she's broken her wrist.
Silly girl.
But I was getting into... I was getting into character. It's method. And as Stephen
knows
repeatedly, it's important to prepare for a role.
Yeah, because the police often attack women. So actually, it's really good.
Right on, Lucy.
Right on, sister.
Right on. Josh, why the policeman's helmet?
For the cop element, Mel.
Oh, it's a cop. Yeah. I'm there with you, gang. Don't worry, I am in control of this ship. Guys, it's a fake nose. Fake nose.
Well.
Oh, dear.
This was when I was a teenager, and don't put it up like that, Mel. And I was seeing a guy, but I was such a horrible little bitch. He had quite a big nose, and I was a really shallow teenager, so I wouldn't let him hold my hand in public because I didn't want anyone to know that I was going out with him. What a horrible, horrible woman.
Well, I should have sorted his nose out.
But afterwards, he did tell people I gave him chlamydia, so, you know, swings and roundabouts. And this is actually feels like I'm confessing things I feel genuinely bad about now.
Yeah.